Hello everyone. Today I want to speak with you about the New World Order. The New World Order in the 21st century and how Donald Trump, President of the United States, think, how Trump, what is the ideology of Trump and what Trump wants. And I want today talk with you about I want to talk with you today about what's happening in America, in the American politics. I want today talk and speak with you about the American politics a lot, and also I want to talk and speak with you about the American politics and the process that American society move and happening right now in the United States every day. America right now, I think right now we are in the beginning of World War III. We are right now in beginning in World War III, and the world it's going to be look like different than the old order. We are in the beginning of the new world order. But before we start, please do subscribe for me, ring the bell, and like the button. And let's go. I want to explain you how President Trump, the President of the United States of America, think and what is the ideology of President Trump and what he wants. And first off, I think the United States of America is a terrible process that the United States it's in process that have a lot of sentiment in the United States and a lot of big issue against war and end the wars and stop the wars and right now in America and have a lot of anti-Israeli, anti-Semite, anti-Zionism sentiment in the United States of America. And this is process that American society move because of social media, TikTok, and a lot of social media and Qatari bots farms in a lot of states in the world, and the proxies, that evil proxies that like Russia, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, North Korea, Algeria, Turkey, Iraq, Yemen, and Qatar make campaign against Israel and against Trump. Right now, Israel and Trump administration, it's a fight alone for the free world. And I think what's happening in the world, it's crazy. We are in very interesting era in the history of humans. Trump elected and re-elected in January 2025, and in the first speech of Trump to be president of the United States, he declared an emergency situation in immigrant and emergency situation in energy. This Trump promised the people are voting drill baby drill. This is to depend and improve the depending on fossil fuel, and this is mistake. This is big mistake. This is big, terrible, dangerous mistake. Also, Trump against illegal Muslims in illegal immigration, and this I support this because I'm also against illegal immigration. I'm against illegal immigration. I'm against immigration, uh, and I against all Muslims immigration, Islamist immigration, and I think uh, Trump right. Trump came in the first day Trump to be president. He declared and make 100 presidential presidential action. 100 in the first day of Trump to be in the White House, and I think Trump right that we are in our emergency situation in energy situation, our emergency situation in energy, and our emergency situation in the world right now in illegal Muslims in immigration for the United States. I think Trump having problem. Trump in the last election in the United States in 2024, he wanted to anyone have a good result. Anyone voted him, he want to produce the product. And Trump is a businessman. He want all people vote him, give something. And the problem, the majority of Muslims community in the United States vote President Donald Trump because against Biden, because Biden looked like pro-Israeli and won't change. But Trump make a lot of things that destroyed the support him in the Muslims community in the United States. And I think Trump have in big problem right now because the MAGA movement is divided, so much divided between two groups. One group is evangelistic Christian, Protestant Christian, and pro-Western, pro-war, pro-America first, neoconservative, pro-America is the policer of the world, pro-America is the bigger, better, stronger, pro-America make America empire again, pro-make America better, bigger, better, stronger, and pro-America strong. This America first and make America great again. And also this group is a libertarian, a free market. Also this is a good something, good group. I identify with this group. But have another group in United States politics in the Republican Party that the group call them America. I call them America alone because they want America to be alone. This group led by J.D. Vance, the vice president, J.D. Vance. This group is one push tariffs all countries around the world, push Trump. Trump is very influenced by people are influencing Trump. It's very have learn and give information, and the people are around Trump are influencing Trump. Very influenced from people are around him, like advisors and this. And J.D. Vance influenced him a lot because J.D. Vance is the vice president of Trump. And J.D. Vance came from the group that want America alone, that push the tariffs. Scott Bassett, Steve Witkoff, Scott Bassett, Steve Witkoff, J.D. Kennedy Jr., RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, and the J.D. Vance is the strongest guy in this group right now. And this group wants zero aid for other countries, tariffs for all countries in the world, because people that produce product in America and so uh, keep produces in America and keep made in America, and all companies are not made in America, not sell products in the United States, and this is very dangerous uh, for economy, for world economy in this. And also this group against war, against Israel, anti-Semite, anti-Zionist, support Islamist terrorism, believe conspiracy theories, believe the lies of conspiracy theories, blame Jews for everything, blame Zionism for everything. And this group is Catholic Christianity. Right now, have a new Catholic cult right now, that a new uh, Christian group that lead by the group Tucker Carlson, Candy Sewans, Nick Fuentes, and and uh, and and also Jackson Inkel, and also this, and Jackson Inkel, and Sneeko, and Dave Smith, and this group, and Alex Jones, and also this group, it's divided from Republican in the United States, in in ethnic and religion, divided. The Catholic identify Hispanic community with Hispanic community, and the Catholic moved to the Democrat. A Protestantic, Evangelistic Christian moved to Republican Party. Uh, and also, I won't explain you the this is the biggest problem that Donald Trump stay and have situation terrible, political terrible situation. Donald Trump is in big trouble because uh, of a lot of because of the MAGA is divided in two groups, and I want to explain you in this uh, video about the group that lead by Tucker Carlson, or I call him Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson fund by Qatar. Qatar fund Tucker Carlson. Qatar fund Candy Evans. Qatar fund Nick Fuentes. Qatar fund Tucker Carlson. Say clear that he fund from Qatar and want to buy house in Qatar, and 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 Tucker Carlson, it's a visit in Qatar, and the speech and speech, and also uh, uh, speech in a summit in Qatar, and speak in the summit in Qatar, and visited in summit in Qatar. And Tucker Carlson, it's it's Tucker Carlson also, it's join to the Qatari Forum Doha, and Qatari Forum, and Tucker Carlson is it's controlled by Qatar. This is what I think. And also Tucker Carlson, it's one of the liest in the 21st century. Sorry, Tucker Carlson, it's one of the liest and lies and conspiracy theory support there, and also dangers, and anti-Semite, and this ideology. I won't explain you today the ideology our move Tucker Carlson, the ideology our agent Tucker Carlson, and the ideology our Tucker Carlson improving it, and the ideology behind Tucker Carlson today. You know, Tucker Carlson or Tucker Carlson, before we speak about this, I want to speak about Trump. First of all, I think Trump is very right that he want to control Canada. And I think Trump not need occupied Mexico, because Mexico is democracy state. Mexico have a president, woman president, Claudia Sheinbaum, Jew woman president, have a family are Holocaust survivors from the family of Holocaust survivors, and the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, is environmental researchers. Right now, Mexico is a boom economy boom, because great leadership in Mexico, and the president of Mexico is amazing. She amazing, and I think she very smart that he don't fight Trump. He cooperate with him. He cooperate with him, and he work together with him against illegal immigration, against the drugs, against the cartels drugs, against the crimes, and against a lot of things. She also in the left, but she national left. She left social democrat nationalist and Mexican, and she cooperate and work together with Trump, and Mexico build a strong army, and she agree that protect the border with the United States against illegal immigration that move to United States. And the president of Mexico, she one of the popular leaders in the world in 2026. She have a, a support rate that 85%, something this. And I think she very smart, the president of Mexico, and this reason, but why Trump not need occupied Mexico. But I think Donald Trump must to occupy Canada. Canada is more important to United States than Greenland, because Canada is the one, it's the number 4 oil reserves in the world, number 2 in uranium reserves in the world, number 3 with the natural gas reserves, one of the biggest states which have a lot of coal in the world, and Canada have a lot of lithium in the world, a lot of rare earths, and one of the richest states in the rare earths in the world, and one of the richest states in lithium, in sodium, in one of the richest states in water in the world, and trees, and wind, a lot of wind, and a lot of river in the world. One of the biggest it's country with a lot of rivers in the world that can produce hydroelectric power, hydroelectric energy. And Canada have a lot of one of the biggest farming land, agricultural producers, and one of the biggest agricultural produces, and a lot of vegetables, one of the biggest producers, vegetable, fruits, everything is fresh. And Canada also have a lot of healthy food. But Canada, I think, is one of the country with the greatest economic potential in the world, but have a problem, have a twitch. The leaders in the Canada, the leaders and the politician in Canada is corrupt from the core. The Liberal Party in Canada controlled by Mark Carney. Loser, fucking loser. Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, is a surrender the radical Islamist jihadists, make Canada proxy of Qatar, Iran, Algeria, Taliban regime, Pakistan regime, China, and North Korea, and Turkey. And this is Prime Minister of Canada. It's joined the anti-Western state and make Canada the anti-Western state, anti-Western country, and anti-Western proxies, and this of evil. And Canada right now, it's after the decade of Justin Trudeau control Canada, our destruction Canada for from the core. Justin Trudeau have a lot of terrible. After the decade he control Canada, right now 2.5 million Muslims illegal immigration. Church in Canada burn on the fire. Church in Canada, because Muslims burn all week. Church in Canada. Canada is in terrible situation. The cost of living rising. All Gen Z Canadian can allow himself to buy a house, to buy home, because of a lot of bureaucracies, regulation, terrible bureaucracies, regulation, and taxes and tariffs for buildings and apartment, and build houses and build apartment and build skyscrapers. Canada is in big trouble and terrible situation. And also, I want to speak with you about Canada. Canada have a home crisis and apartment crisis than ever before. Anyone can to allow himself to buy house, to buy apartment, to buy a home. Anyone in Canada, in Toronto, all the street of the city is homeless people in drugs and fentanyl, and Canada is make producers fentanyl for drugs in the addicted United States, and the drugs is cartels from China producing Canada factories, drugs, fentanyl drugs, and move to United States border. This is terrible, fentanyl in this. And also, Canada, after the Liberal Party control the state, Canada recognize Palestinian state. They recognize Palestinian state that all Gen Z Canadian can allow himself to buy a house. Before you concern the Gazan people have a home, concern Canada first. Concern Canadian people first to allow himself to buy a house. Canada have an unemployment, biggest employment in the West, right? Biggest employment rate in the West. And Canada also have a terrible situation in economics, and also this. Canada make tariffs on China, on United States, and also destroy the relationship with India, China, Russia, United States of America, and also Canada make a loneliest country in the world. Canada right now have a diplomatic crisis in a lot of countries around the world, and Canada have a lot of transgenders trolling and shit, gender shit, and Canada have right now a problem that have a problem in Canada that the Muslims, all the Muslims immigration don't work. All the Muslims immigration in Canada don't work, live by allowances, said, and live by, and the taxpayers, Canadian taxpayers, need to fund Muslims immigration, are destroying him and the criming, and the Canada have a lot of the biggest crime rate in the Western world, in the OECD state. Canada lead the crime. Canada lead the terror. Canada lead in terror rate, crime rate, uh, 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 sexual violence from the family, for honest family, Islamic violence, terrorist jihadism, terrorist attack. Canada lead of the OECD state. The street of Canada is no longer safe. Is dangerous. Is dangerous. All Vancouver, all Toronto is homeless people. A lot of people is homeless and the crime is rising in Canada. If you want better future for Canadian people, the country can to be more richest than all Gulf state in the world together. Canada can to be the richest state in the world. Have a lot of potential in Canada to be richest state in the world. In Canada, have a lot of all metal that all electric cars and batteries industrial need in Canada have a lot of metals that all industrial of electric cars, solar panels, wind turbines, and also electric batteries in this. Canada can produce, and if Canada this controlled by United States, and if Canada create a mining of and mine all this metal, Canada can to move all world to renewable energy and move to all world to green energy, renewable energy, because I have a lot of metals that need to produce solar panels made in America. All metals that need to produce electric cars and batteries made in America. And in Canada, have all or uranium in Canada can to move all world to nuclear energy. And Canada have oil that can to make Mars colonies. United States in Mars colony, and United States take the flag and on another planet on Mars, with the Canadian oil. I think Canada is more important for Greenland. I think Trump in the last year, 2025, can to in 2025 have election in Canada. Canada have two options, or to be independent with Pierre Poilievre to be prime minister. Pierre Poilievre is the prime minister of Canada and have a good relationship with Trump, and they have cooperation and cooperate and cooperation and the common values in this and cooperation in a lot of things. Or Mark Carney elected and Trump need occupied Canada. And Mark Carney is elected in election, democratic election in Canada, and this is why Trump need occupied Canada. Canada have right now in all Western countries in the world have a problem with the great replacement. The white, Jewish, and Asian, East Asian people, they have right now in extinction by radical Islam. I want to replace him. The great replacement. You know, this is why Trump elected, to prevent it. White people vote Trump because prevent it. Because in the golden age of America, anyone agree the golden age of America is between the 50s, 1950, in 1950, between 1950 to the 2000. 50 years of prosperity, of a good life in America, economic boom, rising, American dream, anyone can afford ability to buy house. Anyone can to allow himself to buy house in America. Free market, capitalism, libertarian, low taxes, low debt, low inflation, low great economy in the world. America is the American dreaming. Silicon Valley, also this America go to the moon, and land people are landing in the moon, and also this is the golden age of America. Was the golden age of America. And Trump saying make America great again, she say and argue this. She say and she want to make America this, to be a dream, and also a powerful nation in the world. And also, I want to people know, I think Trump must to first of all occupy Alberta, because in Alberta have oil farms. And first of all, Trump in Canada geographically is not limited geographically, because have a lot of coast line and coast sea, and have in Canada have a border with United States, and oil can to move from Canada to United States. But we must be smart. I think United States must to be like Norway with the energy policy. Norway is the energy hub of all Europe. The energy prices is the cheapest in the world in Norway in energy policy. The energy prices is low than ever before in Norway, and energy prices in Norway it's one of the cheapest energy costs and cheapest energy in the energy and the lowest prices energy in all Europe countries is Norway. Why? Because Norway have 100% renewable green energy. Have a lot of rivers. In all rivers in Norway have a lot of dam, a lot of hydroelectric powers, a lot of dams, and a lot of hydroelectric powers that produce 99% of all energy of Norway. Norway built in the Northern Sea, Norwegian Sea, in the Southern Pole, a wind farm, the biggest wind farm in all Europe, that can to export energy to Germany. And Norway have energy with waves, and Norway have energy, and Norway also drill, baby drill, but they not customize the oil. They are export all oil and oil natural gas. This is the model that United States must to learn from Norway. I don't say United States must to be a social democrat and must to be a. I don't say this. I'm against it. I against socialism. I against socialism. I against tax. I against I very against socialism in Norway, and I'm very against the energy policy in Norway. Not energy. I'm very against the immigration policy. The immigration policy in Norway. But this is another issue. I say in energy, the reason that Trump don't win and not win in Iran is energy. It's energy. Oil. And United States and also Canada. Canada is to be the 51st state in the United States. Greenland is to be the from my opinion, is this, how the map of North America look like. Canada is the 51st state of United States. We must it. We must Canada to be 51 state of United States. It is must. Canada can to must be the 51 state, but United States must to change. United States before they need agreement with Canada, not in war, not in war, with agreement. Canada must to surrender to give up independence for United States, but it is only revenue. Canada must to give independence and give freedom. Give American dreaming and American freedom and American amazing dream, the Trump ambition it. And also, I think United States of America have a lot of sun in the West Coast, have a lot of sun. We must to build in American desert in the whole West Coast a solar farm. Elon Musk say we can to produce with 100 miles for 100 miles to solar energy and solar farm, produce all electricity of United States with little point of 100 miles for 100 mile per this to for produce energy with the solar panels and solar energy to all United States. United States must to push solar energy to all American houses, must to solar roofs. All the roofs in America must to be solar roofs, and the all buildings must to be solar buildings, and the all roads in America must to be solar roads, and the all agricultural in America must be agrivoltaic solar energy, agrivoltaic agricultural that have agricultural food, produce food, produce vegetables, produce and plant vegetables, uh, plant vegetables and plant fruits, and also this and and uh, and and produce food and up from the farm to agricultural farm, have up from this have a solar panels. This is agrivoltaic. And also America can to produce all energy from solar energy and wind energy. America must to build between California, West Coast, California, Oregon, uh, 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 Washington State, build and a solar farm uh, until Hawaii State and until Alaska. Hawaii in the north and Alaska only wind farm. Wind farm. America must build a wind farm, wind farm between California, Oregon, Washington to Hawaii. This is Washington State, between California and Oregon to Hawaii. A sea wind farm that produce energy, wind energy, clean, renewable wind energy from the wind and solar and the and energy store, and for batteries and green hydrogen and this. And America can to if America want to lead in AI race, if America want very to be a leaders of AI, the leaders of AI race, and win China, win Europe, win Russia, win Iran, win North Korea, and win Turkey in the AI race, United States of America must to learn from China. First off, build the infrastructure for AI needs. Data centers, a lot of data centers and energy. Build the energy. Create an energy system that 21st century energy system. Move energy from fossil fuel that in next decade doesn't have fossil fuel in the world. We must in United States to build a, a, a renewable energy and move to clean renewable energy. Clean energy, renewable energy, 100% renewable energy, and nuclear energy. And this is going to be amazing. And United States must to build a like a crazy a lot of nuclear reactors. We must to build craziest nuclear reactors. We must to build a like crazy nuclear reactors, more and more and more nuclear power plants. We must replace all fossil fuel power plants in the United States, making to a nuclear energy power plants. If we want to lead AI, United States must to build like China right now a 156 nuclear power plants in China. America, if America want to win in the AI race, America must build 200 nuclear power plant. And also, we must uh, uh, make energy in the rivers. Hydroelectric power is amazing. All the uh, river of all the biggest river in America, the biggest river in America is the uh, Mississippi River. Mississippi River. All the Mississippi River need like a Colorado River. I want all river in the America and Canada also be like Colorado River, because the Colorado River uh, uh, can all 12 kilometers have a dam. We must like this. We must in America all river, all 10 kilometers have a dam in all river in America, dam, like, and all dam, it's like third rivers dam in China. Produce electricity like third rivers dam in China and dams in China. And we must to learn, if America want to win China, she must to learn from China. And create a more hydroelectric power, more dams, more nuclear power, and mining uranium like crazy. And I think America must control all Canada and control Greenland and control occupied and annex. America must to annex Canada. Canada is not longer to be independent state. Climate change and climate crisis create a new world war between the biggest world war that I predict is between United States and Russia. And both of them want to control the Arctic Sea. And the Arctic Sea and the Arctic Ocean is the ice there. It's the ice there and the in the iceberg there. It's a collapse, and because of climate change and climate crisis, and hot, and make water and open the new ship moving and ship ways and trade ways uh, in the world that 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 short time you can to take a ship between New York to Tokyo from the ice ocean, from the Arctic Ocean, from Canada, New York, this Tokyo. you this way, if America control this way, is great. If Russia control with this way, this is terrible. And the reason why Trump wants ceasefire in Ukraine, Trump look the world like a shachmat, look like a shachmat game, shachmat game. Trump look the world like a shachmat game because uh, Trump look the world like a poker Texas Hold'em game. He doing everything. He player. Trump. He Trump want to weak Russia to be weak because Russia is enemy of United States. And Trump say this: the biggest fight in Russia is not in Ukraine, is in the northern pole. Look this, the biggest fight with Russia is not here in Ukraine. The biggest fight in Russia, it's here in the northern pole. Because in the northern pole, this, one moment, this is America. And Trump, Putin invest everything to control the northern pole. Putin, if United States in the 21st century not control Greenland, China or Russia control Greenland. And America must to annex Canada, Greenland, and Iceland and Svalbard Island from in the Faroe Island. And if America not annex these lands, and also America must to annex the British Islands and save the British people from the Keir Starmer and Ireland from the woke illness leadership. And this is must. And also America must to do this, to annex. I think UK could to be changed in 2029. But if UK doesn't change and the Keir Starmer not fall and the Labour Party not fall and the Green Party win and Labour Green Party and the left wing control UK, we are in the big trouble. But if we the left wing win, the next president of United States, I wish it to be in Republican Party right wing, but if not, he must understand control United Kingdom and control and annex the United Kingdom and annex Ireland and annex Iceland and annex Greenland and annex Svalbard and annex Canada and also annex Cuba. The British people hate so much the British politician. And they feel enough from the two-party system or destruction UK from the core. The Labour and Conservative, and they feel Green and Reform doesn't represent them. And the UK system politics is broke so much, and this is reason why I think America must control the British Islands. And also, people need to understand, but not control the Europe, only the British Islands, and only islands in this. And also, I think we must to America. America, you need to know the future of the World War III. It's not going to be in the Middle East or in Ukraine and Eastern Europe or the Middle East or East Asia. The biggest war, the biggest fight, the biggest horrific, terrible fight, this is my prediction in World War III, going to be in the Northern Pole. Because in the Northern Pole have right now 30% of all oil in the world. 30% of all oil, natural gas, and coal and fossil fuel in the world. And Russia doing everything to control Northern Pole. Russia doing everything to control Greenland, to control Iceland, to control a party of Canada, and also this. Russia doing everything for this. Russia, the iceberg is our ink decrease. And Russia build a sea commando a power and sea power and the sea commando water power in the Russian military, and also Russia want to control the supply chain. If Putin control this area, he control all energy, all fossil fuel, all minerals, uranium, gold. This area rich in the world, gold. Once of the Greenland, Canada, and this is one of the biggest producers of the gold in the world. And Canada is the biggest have gold reserves in the world, and uranium reserves in the world, and the lithium reserves in the world, and also Greenland have a lot of gold, and Svalbard Island have a lot of gold. And America must control annex Canada, annex Greenland, annex Iceland, annex Svalbard, and annex UK, and annex Cuba Island. And Greenland is, in the World War II, who is control Greenland? Not Denmark. United States are control Greenland. And Greenland's people are are 8 Danish regime, are 8 Denmark. Greenland people are want freedom. I want to be economic independent, and Greenland people not want Denmark control them. And I think Trump must to annex Greenland at all price. At all price. Trump must annex Canada, annex Greenland, and annex Svalbard, and annex Iceland, and annex Cuba at all price. This is America First 2.0. And I think if America want to be energy exporter of the world, America must be learned from Norway. First off, if America want to be powerful nation and powerful country, United States of America must to build apartment, build cities, new apartment, new buildings, and new skyscrapers, and all new buildings in America, and new houses need to be skyscrapers. Every buildings must to be skyscrapers. America must to build high for high, and America must to build apartment like crazy, and build a solar farm, renewable energy, green energy, and produce all energy America produce and customize need to be from renewable green energy, nuclear energy from uranium, green energy, renewable energy from solar, wind, and the hydroelectric power, and the and nuclear. The whole transportation in America must to be electric. Trump must to create America EV electric vehicles industrial. United States must to do like China, and America must to uh, to to be the make Detroit and make Michigan great again, and make Indiana great again, and make uh, Ohio great again, and also Illinois and Wisconsin and Minnesota, and also these countries, and this, and Iowa and Philadelphia and Kentucky, and also this in West Virginia. Trump must to build factories to produce electric cars that produce one electric car in 1 minute with robots and AI, and creating new jobs and new opportunities with electric cars and electric vehicles. The United States must to build cities of factories to electric cars and batteries and solar panels and also this, and produce electric cars and electric bus. We must to all cars in United States, the all tenders in United States, the all buses in United States, the all transportation in United States is electric vehicles and electric cars. We must this. We must this. The all this is electric cars. And also we must build Los Angeles renew to do uh, to do in Los Angeles, build Los Angeles, make Los Angeles great again, and build Los Angeles a lot of skyscraper. We must destroy the old villas in Los Angeles and build skyscrapers. Los Angeles must to be our our Los Angeles must very 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 must to be a places that the quantity of skyscrapers, it's like Manhattan, and all skyscraper must to be in a high like a Greek tower in Dubai, and the Kingdom Tower in Saudi Arabia in Jeddah. We must to build apartment, and build new Los Angeles. Build Los Angeles, uh, a lot of real estate, a lot of apartment revolution, and Los Angeles must be like Tokyo or Dubai or like Riyadh or Doha in Qatar or Moscow. And this Los Angeles must look like the Moscow city. If we want to win Moscow, we must to America must to build Los Angeles like in Moscow city. Moscow is very clean city. No have homelesses, no have no have drug queen, no have very clean. No have homelesses, no have narcomans and drugs. Uh, 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 in Moscow doesn't have a drugs addictions on the street like Seattle and American cities, and we must to fix America from the core. And United States of America, this is my opinion, must to build first of all and stop depending on fossil fuel, zero customized fossil fuel, and move to renewable energy, 100% green energy, 100% electric transportation, and also recycling 100% of trash and the garbage, American garbage, and to be a cycling economy. America must be a cycling economy and create a recycling factories and producing recycling of all trash, garbage, and also this. America must be a zero trash, zero garbage in America, zero like Singapore. And I think all the cities in the United States especially Los Angeles, must look like Singapore. Los Angeles must look like Singapore and or Miami or this. Singapore is the greatest city in the world, and I think all Los Angeles is terrible, and Los Angeles must look like Singapore or Manila. And here in in Los Angeles live 100,000 homeless people. That is fucking terrible. Also, Cuba must be part of Florida, and Canada is the 51 state. Finland is the 52 state. Iceland is the 54, and Svalbard is the 55, and this. And I think I'm very think that that America, after it doesn't zero depend on fossil fuel and zero consume on fossil fuel and oil, America must to export all oil, all fracking, all natural gas to the weakest to must to export this to India, to Japan, to Philippines, to Taiwan, to Vietnam, to Singapore, to Thailand or India, maybe especially India, and also export this fossil fuel to failure countries in Europe. That Europe right now is like third world state, and I think not United States must to export fossil fuel to Europe. I think Europe must be energy independence, 100% energy independence in Europe and Western civilization. But all the oil, America must to take the oil, Canadian oil, Greenlandian oil, the Northern oil, this, and to create a space industrial to control the space. China have plans and Russia have plans to build, and Iran have plans to build a military base in the moon, on the moon. Build a military bases on the moon. On the moon. Iran and Russia have plans to build a military bases on the moon and build a cities on the moon and occupied and controlling the natural resources, the metals, also these. And if America must to control and to be powerful, America must control the moon, the southern pole of the moon. If America doesn't control the southern pole of the moon, America loses in the space race to Russia, to China, to Iran, to North Korea, to Turkey have a space industrial. Turkey want to be powerful. This is very dangerous. We must to America get a space colony on the moon. United States must have a space colony on the moon and on Mars, and on the moon and the Mars, and to build the cities on the moon and on this Mars. American cities on the moon, on Mars and on the moon. Control them. Control the resources, control the natural resources, control the metals, control this, and control the technological race. And America must to lead in AI race. America must to not limited AI. America must to improve AI, to lead AI of the world. Or United States of America must to leading and leaders AI of the world. We must this. We must to United States of America leading AI, leading of the AI and control the AI. control the social media. And United States of America must to I think America, I return from myself. America doesn't need to control the British Islands, but they need to control Svalbard, Iceland, Greenland, Canada, annex. America must annex Greenland, Canada, Iceland, and Svalbard Island, uh, uh, in Cuba. Cuba, why Cuba? Because Cuba have a communist regime. Cuba is the last places that communism are controlled there. And if we want to uh, to destruction and to destroy, and if we want freedom, destruction, and destroyed, and and stop the communism, and to extinction the communism in the world. And anyone must understand that communism is the failure policy and failure ideology and the most failure ideology in the world. We must to destroy uh, uh, and fall the Cuba regime and liberate the all Cubanian people. And Cuba must be part of United States. The people of Cuba so much hate the Cuba regime, Cubanian regime, and want freedom. And we must fight to United States occupy and control and annex Cuba to Florida. United States doesn't do this. Ron DeSantis must to do this with the Florida Army. I don't know, or American Army in this, and this. Trump also in the Donald Trump in 3 and 6 or 6 in January, in 2 hours Trump fall and destroy Maduro regime and Bolivarian regime in Venezuela and control the oil supply in Venezuela. Cut the oil export to Cuba, for Venezuelan oil export to Cuba and to China, and this, and Trump control the country that the most have the biggest have oil reserves in the world, Cuba. And Cuba, not Cuba, Venezuela. Trump control that the country have the most oil reserves in the world, have the biggest have oil reserves in the world. This is Venezuela. Venezuela is the country that have a lot oil reserves, have the biggest oil reserves in the world, and Trump control this. Trump cut all oil to Cuba and cut all oil to China, export to China. China doesn't have oil, and also cut the export oil for American. And I think if America stop depending on fossil fuel and stop producing plastic anymore, and recycling economy and cycling economy, and to be environmental economy, zero emission economy, to be zero depending on fossil fuel, 100% renewable green energy, as and the nuclear energy, improve nuclear energy and build nuclear reactors, and also move to electric transportation and electric cars and electric tenders and electric bus and electric trains and electric transportation, and build the best public transportation system in the world in the United States. America must change from the core and make a restart to be like Poland, No way. This America must to understand this. United States of America tend to be energy exporter of an energy hub. If America have and produce more electricity than America need, America can to produce desalination water and produce all America desalination water from green energy and renewable energy and every water in Israel build all desalination factory to American people and Israeli companies build desalination water because here in Israel we are powerful so much in desalination uh, solution and desalination produces in the world and we can to help America for this and this and we must to help America to deal with and win the drought in America and produce all American cheap water and all American agricultural a cheap farmer all American farmers we can produce a cheap water from the sea with desalination and solar desalination, nuclear desalination, uh, this opposite of smoke than this desalination. And Israel can produce desalination to and build desalination water in the United States and help the and help the the partners to drought and climate change damages. And also, I want to speak with you today about this. With Venezuelan oil, if America control Venezuelan oil, Mexican oil, Northern oil, Canadian oil, American oil, and Cuba oil, Mexico, America, Gulf of America oil, and also coal and natural gas, we must use on all fossil fuel to one thing: space, space, space. To use on space industrial. The only industrial in the world must to increase, this is my opinion, all industrial in the world must to go to zero emission of carbon. But only industrial in the world must to increase the emission is the space industrial. The space industrial. If we want colonize Mars, if we want colonize uh, moon and colonize the space and make space colonizers in the solar system, we must a lot of oil. America can't do this. America control the oil market. Also, America can't be the producers of green hydrogen. If America uh, produce more energy than America need, America can't be lead in the power for AI in the world and win the AI race. America can't lead crypto industrial and crypto in the world, and America can't be the leaders of crypto in the blockchain nation. America can't lead social network and social media and software IT technologies. America can't build data centers and big data and also this can to be lead of the world. And America, United States of America, if they produce more energy than America need, can to create and produce and 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 produce in factory a green hydrogen. America can to take the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and create a lot of green hydrogen. And the green hydrogen is to space, to to green hydrogen is amazing thing. Is to industrial of steel and this and the airplane fly with the green hydrogen and airplane and air uh, plane green hydrogen fly with the green hydrogen and green hydrogen ships uh, move with the green hydrogen. Or what we doesn't can do be electric use green hydrogen. Uh, uh, in hard industrial like steel, aluminum, green hydrogen, and uh, materials for buildings, green hydrogen produce materials building for buildings can need to green hydrogen, and also the space need to develop the space industrial and rocket uh, to green hydrogen. And this we must this, and America can to this is how America win China. This is video is how America win China and win in Russia. And I think the reason is why Trump want peace between Russia and Ukraine is mineral agreement. You know, in Ukraine, every minerals. Look this. In Ukraine, every minerals that that uh, the the minerals in Ukraine have a you know, the minerals in Ukraine is very revenue. It's very revenue, and so some value. The value of the mineral in Ukraine it's 12.5 trillion rare earth lithium, a, a, a lot of lithium for electric lithium ion batteries, sodium, and a lot of minerals, and a lot of minerals that America can, if America control this, America can to produce it and control this. America can uh, to uh, America can to move and leading and fight and have a rival, a big serious rival to China in car industrial made in Americas with the car companies industrial made in America, car industrial made in America, of electric cars, only electric vehicles, cars made in produces in America, United States of America. And also I think mining of this uh, rare earths and minerals and metals, it doesn't can to be mining at wartime, right? And if the war ever ceasefire and stop a little years, and America out of this mineral and rare earth, and Ukraine revenue from it, and Ukraine and America divided of the coast and divided of the revenues, and America and the and America revenue a lot of from this. And if America control this, the all aid America give to Ukraine, it's a return for America in these minerals, revenue minerals, and this. And America must to export all oil to Eastern, uh, Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, India, Taiwan, Japan, South Korea. All this must to from America. And America is the winners of the war in Iran. And I think the reason that Trump opened the war with Iran is to control the Iranian oil. Iran is the one of the biggest of the uh, Iran is the one of the biggest exporter oil of China, and China is the one of the biggest import as countries to uh, oil. Uh, you know, 90 90% of all Iranian oil export to China. And Iran export 90% of all Iranian oil to China. and 90% of oil that China are import came from Iran. And this is terrible, 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 terrible. And if we want, but have a good news. The good news is this: China want to be independent from China want to be independent from Iran, independent from Pakistan, independent from Afghanistan. China want to be independent from Russia. And China right now uh, have uh, five 50% of all energy came from green renewable energy and nuclear energy and green energy in China. Build a lot of solar farm, a lot of wind farm in China, a lot of solar farm, wind farm, solar power, wind power, hydroelectric power, nuclear power, and build a lot of energy, green energy and recycling power and the cycling power and economy, recycling economy, and China producing electric car and electric vehicles, and also this all vehicles and cars in China is electric and green and electric. 100% electric cars, and China is lead of the world electric in electric cars. And all the cars in China, more than uh, between half to everything is electric cars, electric transportation in Shenzhen city of 21 million people. All public transportation is electric in southern China, and this and China lead of the world in green technology in planet tech. And I think right now, you know, uh, uh, 70% of all electric vehicles produced in China. 70%. Also, uh, 80% of all solar panels produced in China. Two technologies that can do so to climate change is produced China absolutely. And United States doesn't control this because China controls the supply chain. China controls the whole supply chain in the world of these metals. And we must to, I think, also if Trump control Iran and control the Middle East, and also with the Trump negotiate with Putin that Russia don't export oil to China, and also if all countries in the world stop export oil to China, China will survive. You know why? Because Chinese people are smart. China survive because they produces biggest produces 18%, 86% uh, of all wind turbine produced in China. And when uh, 80% of all solar panels produced in China. 70% of all electric cars and electrification vehicles produced in China. China lead the green industrial, the base of the base of the base of the industrial revolution. And China, if China control Taiwan, they control 80% of micro uh, micro chips advanced in the world and the uh, control the semiconductors. Not 80% of the semiconductors in the world is in Taiwan. And if China control Taiwan, they control the and win of the AI race and win of the chip race and win have a lot of oil infrastructure to control and the win of the world. Taiwan is uh, is one of the biggest important thing for China because Taiwan is part of the China. The Taiwanese people is Chinese people. Chinese people are one democracy. And I think Taiwan identity is fake. Taiwan identity, Taiwan nationality, Taiwan culturality Everything is fake in Taiwan. China is real. China is real. China have identity. China have a strong identity of 5,000, 70, 80,000 years. China is the whole nation. Taiwan is new nation, is a fake nation, is a fake identity. Taiwan is part of the China. I think Taiwan must give up independent, and China must to annex Taiwan. Uh, but the this mean that China win in AI race. If China control Taiwan, China will win in the AI race and win in the microchip race and win in the semiconductors, the chips, AI chips, and CPU, and also advanced chip. China control, and TSMC produce 90% of all chips. And I think it's impossible to prevent it. China must to control Taiwan. On China is so much powerful country that anyone doesn't stop China. Anyone. It's so dominated, powerful country. Anyone doesn't to stop China. We must to uh, to give and give up China, and we must to allow China to control Taiwan with and annex Taiwan with not at war, with a agreement, and all the Japanese and Japan and the and Trump and the United States are uh, are declared the defend agreement with Taiwan. This is terrible. Trump right now, if you look all what Trump do, it think China. It think how weak China, and because China is a rival of United States. And if China control Taiwan, United States hegemony are collapsing the world. And China hegemony control the world. And I think China is great country, great nation, great people, great leadership, great government, amazing leadership, amazing. Uh, I love China. I am very love China, and I think America have a lot of make a lot of campaign to anxiety people against China. To want America want people afraid China. America very want people afraid China, because China is the solution. I believe China is the part of the solution. It's not part of the problem. China is a part of the solution of the world problem, because China produce product with the cheap, lowest prices that any country in the world doesn't produce products, cheap products, and produce cheap products and cheap uh, uh, prices and low prices and cut the prices of all products in the world. This is China, is a solution. China cut the prices of solar panels. China cut the prices of solar energy. China cut the prices of wind energy. China cut the prices of of uh, one moment. China cut the prices of uh, uh, of nuclear energy. China cut the prices of electric cars, and now electric cars cost of electric cars is a 700 dollar and dollars in this, because China produce all electric car one electric car in 90 seconds. This is amazing. And China uh, and United States doesn't have abilities like China. And United States afraid a lot to lose hegemony in the world. And I think uh, America is think old. America think to control the oil, they control the fossil fuel, but China control the future. China is dic- is dictatorship. China is a dictatorship did not think like Russia to return the old history, return to old times. China is dictatorship that think how we create a better future. China is dictatorship that concern our people. China is dictatorship to think how to build a new, better future and how we build a great future for us. And China is a dictatorship to think the future. They think to 2070, think to 2100. This is what China think, what China want. And China want to uh to China want uh, to cooperate with the United States. And Trump doesn't understand China. Trump make a great mistake and biggest mistake with the China relationship. And I think uh, all what Trump to do is against and weak China. And Trump think he control Iran and help Israel fight Iran and cut oil supply to China. He win China, but he doesn't. He doesn't. And I think the fuel of the future is uranium. Is uranium. And Iran is one of the richest lithium reserves in the world and richest uranium reserves in the world. And 50, 50% of all uranium reserves in the world is in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan. 50% of all uranium reserves in the world is in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan have a problem, geography. They are surrounded with failure countries. Afghanistan, Taliban, Pakistan, Islamist jihadist regime. China doesn't have a good relationship with the West, and the West doesn't can to buy Kazakhstani uranium with the China border. And Russia in the north of Kazakhstan, Russia in the north is a block Kazakhstan and have a terrible relationship with Kazakhstan. And the uranium Kazakhstan is doesn't affordability to the this, but Kazakhstan is the half of all quantity of uranium in Earth, in all land Earth, and this. And if Iranian Ayatollah regime are falling in Iran, you can to produce uranium for Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Iran to the free world. And we must to understand, think about fossil fuel, why this is a, a part of the past, because this. All energy of Europe, all energy of India, all energy of Eastern Asia, all energy is depend on this place. Hormuz Strait. Hormuz Strait is absolutely territorial water of Iran. If Iran cut it, and Iran cut it, Iran cut the all cut 80% of all oil. Iran cut 80% of all oil movement in the world, in all world. And Iran have a proxies, Houthis in Yemen. They can to block Bab el Mandab Strait. They have a quarter of all in Bab el Mandab Strait, quarter of all ship movement in the world. and this is terror for all things. And Iran is terrible. Iran, uh, uh, Iran, uh, block Hormuz Strait. All Hormuz Strait is the territorial water of Iran, and block United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait and Iraq to export oil, our oil to the world. And this causes energy crisis, big energy crisis in the world. And this is terrible. And that Europe depends from it, that India depends from it, China depends from it, in Southeast Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Australia, and also Philippines, Taiwan, Japan, South Korea depend on Hormuz Strait and and this. What is proof for us? This proof for us, if Iran block Hormuz Strait, also oil from a good countries from the Middle East like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait. This we can buy from them oil. We need to stop buy from them oil because the oil move in the Strait of Hormuz. All UAE oil, Bahrain oil, Saudi oil, Kuwait oil, Iraqi oil move from Strait of Hormuz. And this is danger. Iran can block Strait of Hormuz. They block and control energy supply of the world. This is the strongest thing of Iran, and this is terrible for the humans. Iran terror regime must fall. We must fall him and destroy him from the core. And Iran shoot missile to Diego Garcia Island in the Diego Garcia is island here in the part of UK and United States that have American base here that attacked Iran. And this is Diego Garcia, and Iran shoot a missile from Diego Garcia. And Iran joined to the group of countries and states with every rocket to move and shoot to 4,000 kilometers. And this is what is mean. Iran can to shoot missile to Europe. Europe joined to the threat countries, and Iran can to threat Europe. Iran can to attack cities like Sofia, Bulgaria, Athena, Atuna, Rome, and the Bucharest, Budapest, and the Warsaw, Bratislava, Vienna, Berlin, and Prague, and München, and Italy, and attacked until Finland, until Helsinki, Finland. And this is big danger for Europe. This is a threat, and this is a pain for European sovereignty. And this is terrible, big terrible. And this is big terrible. And Israel fight to terror regime of Iran, the destruction the world, and a threat to all freedom world and a threat to all Western civilization. And we must to Trump. I very love Trump. Trump is a great leader. He's the first American president in the history of all United States that attacked Iran and fight against Iranian Ayatollah regime side by side with Israel. This is a story. The relationship between Israel and the United States is stronger than ever before. And the alliance between Israel and the United States and the relationship stronger than ever before thanks to President Trump. And this is amazing. This is blessed. And also Putin, I want to speak in the last time that I have to speak about Russia, about Vladimir Putin. Putin is the dangerous leader in the world. She helped Hamas. She gave asylum to Hamas terrorists. She gave asylum to Assad regime and Assad family. She protect Assad. Vladimir Putin occupied Ukraine and want to annex Ukraine, and Vladimir Putin make genocide in Ukraine and kill Ukrainian civilians. Putin make genocide against Ukrainian people. And Vladimir Putin make a real genocide. The real genocide is not in Gaza. The real genocide is not in Lebanon. The real genocide is in Ukraine. That Russia make genocide against Ukraine. And Russia attacked Ukraine. Russia make genocide against Ukraine. Russia shoot people in Ukraine. Russia uh, 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 used by hypersonic missiles against Ukraine, and Russia threat to Ukrainian sovereignty. Russia want to destroy and destruction Ukraine because Ukraine is democracy. Ukraine is protect the Western value. Ukraine is represent the Western civilization. Ukraine is a secular. Ukraine is a modern, is prosperity. Like Russia is a poor country. Russia is failure country. Russia is terrible country. More people dead in Russia than born in Russia. The lack of men in Russia because of all dead in this. The debt of Russia is rising. The inflation in Russia is rising. The Russian ruble are collapsed. The economy of Russia is terrible than ever before. Than ever before. The Russian economy is terrible than ever before, and we need to understand this. We must to understand Russia is not a model. A lot of people in the far right, American far right, see Russia to the model that United States need to look like to be Russia. This is terrible. This is terrible. So much terrible. So much terrible. Russia is not a model. Russia is a failure country, failure nation. Didn't make Russia not great again, terrible, failure, poor, not freedom, dictatorship, and Putin make Russia to be a failure economy. Failure. Russia have a great people. Russian people is a great people, but the leadership is so much terrible, corrupted from the core. Corruption is everywhere in Russia. Russia is the most corruption state in the world, but Ukraine make a fight to corruption. Ukraine fighting corruption. Zelensky is fighting corruption, and the and the and Zelensky is a great guy. Zelensky is a great, strong leader, strong guys, amazing fight against all odds. That Russian soldier doesn't uh, know what he fight for it, and the Russian soldier uh, uh, came to the Kiev, the capital city of Ukraine. People are saying 48 hours in the 2022, 24th in the February. People says in the news 48 hours in the Ukraine regime until he fall. Zelensky survival against all odds. Zelensky win against all odds. Zelensky is a winner. Ukraine is a winner country, and Ukraine right now is one of the biggest uh, customized and producers of drones and weapons and defense tech and military tech, and also this Ukraine is a powerful right now, and Ukraine is a model successful country in successful leadership, and all Gulf states in the world want to Ukrainian quality weapons, and this, and Ukraine is the biggest revenue in the war with Iran, and Ukraine have a great leadership that want prosperity first, Western value first, democracy first, a human first. And this is Vladimir Zelensky, great leader in Europe right now is Vladimir Zelensky. This is what I think. Support Israel. I think Israel. I'm Israeli. I'm Jew Israeli, and I support Ukraine. I support Ukraine to be strong. Trump make mistake also like China. Trump make mistake in Ukraine, and this who is prevent Russia to bomb Ukraine with the nuclear weapons? China. Why China? Because China make Putin and prevent Putin to do use with the dangerous weapons. Why? Because China say Putin, if you lose weapons to extinction and biological weapons, chemical weapons, and or nuclear weapons uh, in Ukraine, China doesn't make business in Russia, and China makes sanction in Russia, and China don't uh, are customizing export import oil from Russia. China stop the trade with Russia. This is China make to Putin out all Chinese companies from Russia. If you lose weapons, existential weapons to to uh, like nuclear weapons, biological weapons, and chemical weapons, and also electromagnetic weapons, China doesn't make business with Russia. And but in this happen, this thing, China help Ukraine, and we must to understand it. And China tend to make peace between Russia and Ukraine, and to make to pressure on Putin, pressure Vladimir Putin. I think Putin in this war depend on Iran in an extremely way. Iran and Russia alliance and close than ever before. Iran and Russia is alliance and close than ever before, and this is danger. This is big danger for the West, for Israel, for Europe, for India, for United States. Alliance, Russian, North Korea, uh, Russia alliance danger the world. Let's finish the New World Order video with Japan. In Japan, elected Prime Minister Sana Takichi. She first woman to elected Prime Minister of Japan. The land of sun of rising, elected woman Prime Minister Sana Takichi, conservative, right wing, a conservative, nationalist Japanism. She very nationalist, she very conservative, she very right wing, and she very uh, uh, have believe democracy. She very great leaders. She very great, and I support she. She want to uh, uh, in Japan from 2011 banned radical Islam and make Islam illegally, and Japan have a death penalty to criminals and to killers. And Japan is the most safetiest country in the world and the most cleanest country in the world. And Japan is the cleanest nation in the world and the cleanest country in the world. I think the whole countries in the world must to learn from Japan and this to be like Japan. And what I say to Japan, I think Japan, Sana Takichi, she she why Trump loves she? Because Sana Takichi up and increase the budget of defense to 5% of the uh, 5% of the uh, of the 5% of the budget of Japan. Defense is 5% of the budget of Japan, and Japan uh, uh, adaptate and uh, and Japan pushing, and Japan Japan are adaptate, and Japan uh, understand that they need uh, to Japan understand that they have a lot of dangers. North Korea missiles to Japan. Russia came to attack Japan. North Korea came to attack Japan. And also have China. I think China is a imaginal and a fake threat, but Russia is a real threat. Russia and North Korea is a real threat. And I think uh, the Sana Takichi, the Prime Minister of Japan, want to make Japan great again, Japan to be an empire again, and this. And I think Sana Takichi, this is my prediction, Japan going to control Korean Peninsula, to control South Korea, North Korea, and control Sakhalin Island in Russia, and control Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia, and part of Russia, and eastern Russia, the eastern, the most eastern area in Russia. Japan control it in the border with Alaska. This place, one moment, this place, Japan control this. You understand? Japan going to be empire that Japan want to piece of land of the north with have access to the northern pole, to the ocean, to the Arctic Ocean. This is my prediction in Japan with the Sana Takichi. And Japan have a change in the law in Japan to after the World War II, to Japan no a militarized and peace country. No, Japan doesn't peace country anymore. No military, and Japan built the strongest and biggest military in Eastern Asia. Japan built a big military, strong military, and Japan created military. And Sadakichi is very Israeli friend, and this and Israel, this country, Israel, we must to annex Judea and Samaria. At time, I think the European leaders must to make European leaders crazy to cook. We must uh, to to at time Trump annexed Canada and Greenland alliance and Svalbard. At time that Europe attention this and Cuba and this and Taiwan and China, Taiwan and India, Pakistan and Afghanistan and this. Israel must annex Judea and Samaria and the Gaza Strip and next southern Lebanon and next part of Syria, of Syrian Golan Heights and the Mount of Jews and Damascus, and this must control the Sinai Peninsula, and this we must control from this and make Israel great again, bigger, better, stronger, make Israel bigger, stronger, make Israel great again. Israel first. This is geopolitics in the world right now. In summary up, this video it's a new world order. Who is not able to take the new world order, don't subscribe. Thank you very much that you watching me. Thank you very much you watching me. Please don't subscribe, ring the bell, and follow me for more content.